Hey guys, it's me, everybody's favorite NOCA alum, Harry Conic Sections Jr. Did I have you fooled? I think I had you fooled. I need to start brushing my hair between videos. Today we're going to be talking about conic sections. Wow, fun! This is a cylindrical double cone. You can recognize that it's that because it's got little circles here, and the cone comes out of it, and they're on top of each other. But that's alright. Like, it's only one shape. Wrong! You can make so many shapes from this, and we're gonna talk about it! Yay! Depending on how you cut our little friend here, you can make a parabola, an ellipse, or a hyperbola. This is my drawing of a parabola. It's not perfect, but it's mine. Going into this, parabolas are probably the shape you're most familiar with. This is probably because you've seen them in making exponential graphs. Those are graphs where the growths have the little exponents, the little tiny 2 at the top. This is how you cut a parabola out of a conic double cone. How you'd cut it is you'd go from any point on the outside with your knife and cut diagonally until you reach the little circle, because the top has to be flat. How I would define a parabola is as a constant curve that reflects on itself. When I think about the foci of conic sections, I like to think about lasers. Imagine your parabola is lined with mirrors. If you took a laser, shot it down, and it came out of the focus, it would hit the side and bounce straight up. It's a parabola. Next up, we have ellipses. Hey, little Johnny, do you think you could name any ellipses?
Probably not, ma'am. All I know about is baseball.
Well, little Johnny, do you know what a circle is?
Oh, yeah. It's the shape of the penny my grandma gives me once a week.
Well, little Johnny, that's an ellipse. A circle is a type of ellipse. How you get an ellipse is you'd cut a conic cone from one side to the other without reaching the circles on the top. It's a solid slice. The key to all conic shapes is their symmetry, and ellipses are no different. I'm not going to use fancy language, it's kind of the whole point of this thing. An ellipse is an oval. As long as you have a symmetrical oval when you cut it down the middle, you have an ellipse. As you can see here, our ellipse has more dots than the parabola from before. Our ellipse has a center and 2 foci. The center is used to determine the length of the semi-minor axes and the semi-major axes. Now for the cool part, lasers. If your ellipse was lined with mirrors and you shot a laser from either of the foci, it would bounce off of the edge onto the other one. Seen here. Wow. Last one! The cool thing about a hyperbola is that it's the only one that uses both cones. You just get it from slicing and dicing. You should really slice at an angle. You can slice directly down, but you can't slice right through the vertice, because if you do, just get 2 triangles. The interesting thing about hyperbolas is you can't define them without defining their abstract space. When mapping out a hyperbola, you'd map out these x's before mapping these out. And that's how you define it, by the distance between these lines. And then you draw it between. The cool thing about hyperbola's foci, in relation to lasers, is that they're also about abstract spaces. In this scenario, your hyperbola isn't lined with mirrors. If a laser was coming out of your foci and hit your hyperbola, that would be the end of it. But here's where I need you to stick with me. Where your laser lands, there would be a direct line to the other foci. Obviously, you couldn't actually see it, and it'd be more theoretical, but hyperbolas are all about abstract space. This has been Super Simple Science with Audrey.